I haven't put relationship effort into that relationship specifically because I have 3 other relationships that are rewarding and wholesome and with.
I don't want him to feel like I'm being demanding or pushy, or I feel like I've made it known to him enough, where I want the relationship to go forward and just starting to figure things out. It's best to leave the ball in his court.
Hey everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It is Thursday, August 11th, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. It was earlier this week on Monday that the brand new trailer for season 17 of Sister Wives debuted, and y'all, we had some feelings. We've had some feelings, so much so that I can't stop talking about it. And then talking about it. And then I was over on Instagram and I was looking at Meri Brown's stories. And I can't help but notice that Miss Meri Brown is already setting up the stage on her Instagram stories to be playing the I've been hurt card, which makes me think that she might not have just some feelings about Kody, but maybe she's got some feelings about Christine. Remember when she did the Instagram live and she did the Just Christine? Yeah. By the way, you guys, Christine Brown formed a brand new business, and you guys, it's called Just Christine. She totally shaded Kody and the Sister Wives with the name of her brand new business, Just Christine. Christine is still heavily involved with Janelle, and they're doing this whole weight loss stuff with the plexus thing. And I was peeping over on their page, and I would just be very cautious if you're a fan of them and if you end up on one of their pages. I noticed they're making some claims when it comes to health that might not actually be true. So just always be cautious when a celebrity or a reality star sells you a product that they believe will cure all of your problems, okay? Just exercise caution with that. If they believe it's helping them, that's wonderful, but we never want to bypass our doctors. Got it? Okay. So Christine is shading her husband, ex-husband, but I noticed over on Meri's stories that she was throwing up something. She's having a mood today, having a mood. So this is what she posted in the last 24 hours. She was on a mad spree, and I can't help but feel like this is with what's coming up with the season. She posts stories from time to time, but the number in a row, I was like, whoa, Meri's having some feelings today. She said, to all the people along the way who hurt me, lied to me, betrayed me, and disappointed me and broke my heart, you unknowingly pointed me in the direction of my own North Star. Without the messes, I wouldn't have a message. You taught me more than I could ever take from me. Thank you. So, thanking the people that have hurt her. Calling Kody and Christine. Okay. Next. Don't allow the places where you're still growing to stop you from celebrating the spaces you're absolutely glowing. You've come so far. Be proud of yourself, and I'm so proud of you. Okay. Next, I've learned that you cannot make someone love you. All you can do is be someone who can be loved. The rest is up to them. I've learned that no matter how much I care, some people just don't care back. And that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Sometimes I feel like Meri is so trying to, with these posts, elevate herself so that she feels better about the fact that she's stuck in a situation where she doesn't have a partner at all. This is a woman that has basically been single for 10 years. No boyfriends, nothing. Her husband gets to screw Robin, front hug with Robin, all the days of his life. And she just has to sit by and watch and be miserable because of their faith. It's really sad. And I really hope that she'll wake up, because all of these posts, no matter how many times she posts them, nothing's changed in her life. It just feels like, and she gets really defiant if you try to point out to her that she has the option to leave and she just won't. And she says like she's not going to, and she doesn't care, and that doesn't make her a weak woman. Sometimes it's like doth protest too much. And I just want to give Meri like a nudge and say like, Meri, you are strong, you are capable, you are smart, you have the ability to leave, you don't need him, you make your own money, you have your own life. Like, who cares about Kody? Like, you're not gonna go down and boil in the brimstones of hell because you left a narcissistic man who has degraded you for the last 10 years. I mean, come on, girl. I would just love to give her like a pep talk, right? Okay, next. 6 months from now, you will be a totally different person, and you might get to choose which direction you grow. I keep hoping that one day Meri's going to wake up and leave, and I keep thinking like she's going to leave, you guys. She's going to go. She's still in the same place. I noticed when she's doing all of her stuff on Instagram or on Facebook when she's selling her clothes for her MLM, that she's still in the same house, which is a large rental, by the way, and she has just one of her living in that house, and it's like, I don't know, 6,000 square feet. It's a big house for only one person. And I mean, she can afford it, so I guess who cares, right? But she hasn't left Flagstaff. She does travel, and she's got her friends, and she does her LuLaRoe stuff. And the problem is that she's in an MLM, which has a lot of the same like cult-like mentalities, and it's keeping her in a system where she is making a lot of money on other people losing money. It's just a mess. But sometimes I just feel like, Meri, like, come on, wake up, wake up. You are in your 50s now. There's no reason. You have more than 30 years left of your life. Do you want to spend the rest of those years like this, posting to Instagram every week, crying about how people don't love you and you're okay with people don't love you? Because to me, it feels like when you have to keep saying that, you're almost having to convince yourself of those things. I know when I'm going through something, it's really easy to throw up a quote and just like pop a quote out, because it's easier than calling something out or calling someone out. And when you have a public platform, sometimes you don't want to call someone out. So you might just throw a little shade with a quote, because let people wonder what you're talking about, like what I'm doing right now. But Meri doesn't have good people surrounding her, because right now she's got people that are damaged by a cult, in my opinion, that are trying to support the belief and not thinking about themselves. And until she surrounds herself with people that are outside of that structure and tells her that she can leave and shows her that it's possible to live outside of this world, then she's not gonna leave, right? Unless she stays in her bubble, which she stays in a bubble. And the irony here is that Meri sells to all of us. I could buy from her, you could buy from her, and if you're not in a polygamous cult like she is, she thinks that in their belief system, they don't believe that we're going to heaven, because in their belief system, they believe that you have to have X amount of wives and have to follow all these doctrines through their fundamentalist Mormon LDS belief system. So in a way, she doesn't think that like those of us on the outside know anything at all. So she doesn't trust what we say, and she doesn't think that we have it figured out, because the group makes her feel like the only way for her eternity is through this hell she's living with now. I was recently watching a podcast by a former police officer in Utah that worked with the Attorney General and helped with some of the issues with polygamy in Utah. And Kristen Decker, her aunt, Christine's aunt, was on there and was just talking about the utter misery, the misery she watched growing up. She talked about how when she was a kid, her mom would be crying and be so sad and be looking so miserable that she would always question, like, if you're so miserable, like, why are you doing this? And then her mom would say, like, no, it's fine, it's fine. And she said that, like, in that world, you're so miserable, but you don't know that you're so miserable because you're told that being miserable is selfish, and that all of those gut feelings that you have about things being wrong are dismissed as sin or the devil, or like you're not even allowed to trust your instincts, that like it's not natural to share your husband, or that it is okay to have feelings of jealousy or having desires of being selfish. You know, it's not selfish, by the way, to want a partner that is reciprocal in what they give to you, or you know, having a partner that you can have open communication with. It's not selfish to want to have to be in a relationship where your husband or your wife hugs and kisses you and loves on you and supports you and spends time with you and values you and is intimate with you. Like, that's not selfish. It's actually selfish of your spouse to make you sit in that pain feeling like you're being selfish, and then they get to sleep with someone else. It's Kody's the one that's selfish, not Meri. He's the one that tells Meri, you have to stay. Even though he says she can leave, we've all seen what happens when someone leaves. He has a hissy fit. He wants Meri to leave, but he doesn't want Meri to leave because he needs her to go to heaven. Are they going to rebuild and try to find a new wife for Kody? Does he have the fortitude to even find a new wife? I mean, it's utterly ridiculous at this point. All these women are made to feel like they're the selfish ones when really it's Kody that's the selfish one. He's asking the women to do what he would never do. He's asking the women to live a way that he would never live. He would never be okay living that life. And it's easy for him to say it's fine because he has a wife that he can be intimate with. It's okay for him to say, I don't need intimacy in this relationship because he has it elsewhere. But that's not fair to the wife that is wedged out and abandoned and kicked out to the pasture. So Meri Brown, I know some of my fans over here don't love you, but I will never stop trying to spread your, send you some encouragement and say, girl, you deserve better than this. And at some point, I hope you can find your wings and fly. All right, you guys, tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye, guys.